So, Paul, pre-season's come to an end. How do you feel the preparations have been?
I'd be lying if I said it was absolutely perfect. It really hasn't been, but that's life. We've obviously had some stuff that's been out of our control with the pitch and stuff like that. With the players, with just small things. The dressing room's been refurbed. We've not had an opportunity for the players to come down and see it since it's finished. The first opportunity was going to be the Leicester game, so just little things like that. In terms of the games, we had to try and put together fixtures as quickly as we possibly could. A lot at short notice because we weren't quite sure when the pitch was going to be available and trying to go home games and stuff like that. So it wasn't ideal. It certainly wasn't, but it's not something we're going to moan about. The most important thing was getting minutes into players, which we think we've spread that pretty well across the lads that we've signed. So we're pleased in terms of the minutes and the fitness and stuff like that. But pre-season's a bit false. The stadiums are always a lot more sparse than what they normally are. The atmosphere's a little bit different. The players try and protect themselves, and as much as I want to sit here as a manager and scream at them and tell them to give us absolutely everything, which our lads do, but there's obviously that mindset of protecting themselves. So I would never read too much into pre-seasons. I can only go back as when I was a player, we had some brilliant pre-seasons and then started really poorly in the season. And then on the flip side of that, we had some really poor pre-seasons, started really well. So the main stuff starts on Saturday.
We've made a few signings this week, first of which being Matt Richards. Could you tell me a bit more about him?
Yeah, Matt's someone we had him in pre-season, done really well. The guys at West Brom are really praising of him. He obviously went and he's had 2 senior men's loans, which has been pleasing. He was at Alvechurch last year, done really well, and then moved on from Alvechurch to Leamington, played against us here, done really well. So he's someone that I've been really impressed with. We, as I said, we had him in earlier on in pre-season, but at that moment in time we were kind of waiting on some more stuff from squad builder and bits like that, and we were just thankful we managed to get him back and get him over the line.
The second new addition, Alani Edwards, he's just joined us on loan from Villa.
Yeah, Alani's a player he's an attacking midfield player. This will be his first senior men's loan, so we've got to be patient with it. I've got to say, Aston Villa have been first class. They've understood that where we're at in terms of the financial side of things and took care of that, and we're really grateful that they've allowed us to look after Alani for his first loan, and we're pleased to get him in. Again, we're going to have to be patient with him. He's a young lad, but he's got an array of ability. He trained last night as well, and you could see he's got quality, and he'll get used to the level pretty quickly.
How have those two settled into training?
Yeah, all good. Listen, we've got a brilliant bunch. I think we've still got 10 or 11 off the top of my head. I might be 1 or 2 less, 1 or 2 more. I can't put the number on it exactly. From last season, so lads know what we expect, and it's easier for me as the manager just to introduce players because the standards are already driven by the dressing room through ourselves and through the consistency of players. I think I was big on when I first came to the club. I didn't want a huge turnover every single year. I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it breeds improvement. And I think the ones that we retained we're really pleased with. I think if the ones we'd retained, if there were new signings, everybody would be excited. I understand everybody's a bit nervous and anxious and probably negative, if I'm being brutally honest. There's a lot of negativity flying about the start of the season we've got, and can we do better than what we did? There was 1 or 2 comments of people have approached in the town and just said, can we stay better than what we did last year, which is baffling because I think we went 10 unbeaten last year. So, but listen, that's the life of this football club. That's the life of the supporters we have. It's the life of my job. I've got to just deal with that. But internally, I'm really proud of the recruitment we've made, and I'm really pleased and looking forward to Saturday.
You mentioned Saturday there. The season does start officially on Saturday, and it's a trip to Spennymoor.
It is the first month. We've got 6 games in August. It's first one's obviously that long distance one to Spennymoor. Spennymoor. They've signed well. They've got probably one of the top 3 strikers in the division. They've just signed another one in Gary Madine, who's a really experienced player. So it'll be tough. It always is tough up there. It really is. Then after that, we've got a couple of full-time teams that we'll be up against. Then we've got Radcliffe, who've spent really well, brought in a lot of real experienced EFL, ex-EFL players. You've got Charlie, who's always there and thereabouts with an unbelievable experienced manager, and I think we finished the month off with Alston again, another experienced manager, and you know how tough Alston games always are. So they're going to be really, really tough games. It's a tough month. I understand the probably the worry that people have got, but I'm not worried. I think that I trust myself, I trust the players, and it's going to be tough. There's not absolutely no two ways about it. But regardless of who you play and when you play them, it's always going to be tough.
The week after we're back at home against Kings Lynn, we've had our highest amount of season ticket sales beat last year. How important is that crowd going to be?
Yeah, amazing. And I know I've just touched on there saying there's been a lot of negativity, which I think is fair for me to say, but it just shows you that the majority is still believing, still want to get behind us. I'm proud that someone told me the other day they think this club's only went to the last day in the National League North for 2 out of the last 7 seasons, and it's both when I've been here. So I'm extremely proud of that. I want to try and better it. Of course we do. I'm ambitious. I'm young, and so's the players. But we are nothing without supporters. We generally aren't. They travel. We're in a part of the country where every away games you're looking at 3+ hours. Obviously the ones outside the Midlands, but we've got a lot of long distance stuff. You got to all the northwest areas, you got to the northeast, and so they follow us everywhere. But coming back home, we obviously hope for a brilliant crowd on that day, and more a kind of introduction and a realisation of the players that we've signed to understand what it takes to play at this club in front of brilliant supporters, and we're hopeful we'll see them in numbers.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.